Hi everyone, welcome to the English Cast. I'm Ryan and we're really happy you're here with us today.
Hello listeners, I'm Emma. Whether you are driving, working, or relaxing at home, we have a fantastic lesson for you today.
We certainly do. Today we are focusing entirely on how to use have to versus must.
This is such an important subject. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how the rules work.
These two words can seem very confusing at first. In many languages, there is only one word for both of these ideas. But in English, we use them to share different feelings.
Exactly. Both words mean that something is 100% necessary. You do not have a choice. You need to do it. But the reason why you need to do it is what changes the word we choose.
That is a great way to think about it. It is all about where the rule comes from. Let us start by looking closely at the phrase have to.
We use have to when the rule comes from the outside world. It is a fact. Someone else made the rule, like your boss, your doctor, or the police.
So it is not my own personal feeling. It is a strict rule that I simply must follow, even if I do not want to.
That is exactly right. Let us look at a few everyday examples. If you are starting a new job, you might say, I have to arrive at the office by 8 o'clock in the morning.
I use have to in that sentence because I did not make the schedule. The company made the rule. If I am late, I will get in trouble with my manager.
Perfect. Here is another example. Let us say you are driving your car and you see a red traffic light. You say, I have to stop the car.
Again, I am stopping because it is the law. The city made the rule. If I do not stop, it is dangerous and I will get a ticket from the police.
Yes, have to is very common in daily life because we are always talking about rules, laws, and schedules that other people make for us.
So if have to is for outside rules, what about the word must? How does that feel different when we speak?
The word must is for inside rules. It comes from your own personal feelings. You are the boss in this situation. You believe something is very important.
Oh, I see. So it is a strong feeling inside my own heart or my own mind. I am giving an order to myself.
Exactly. Let us give a clear example. Imagine you are working at your desk and you feel very tired and sick. You might say, I must go to sleep early tonight.
Nobody is forcing me to go to sleep. There is no law about it. But my body feels tired, so I make a strong rule for myself. I must sleep.
That is exactly how it works. Or, let us say you remember that today is your best friend's birthday. You look at your phone and say, I must call him today.
Your friend is not forcing you, but your heart tells you it is a very important thing to do. You want to be a good friend, so you make it a personal rule.
Yes, it is a personal rule. But Ryan, there is another very friendly way we use the word must with other people.
Really? How do we use it with other people if it is a personal rule?
We use it when we want to give a very strong, friendly recommendation. We want to share something wonderful with someone else.
I think I know what you mean. If I eat the best pizza in the city, I might look at you and say, Emma, you must try this pizza.
Exactly. You are not my boss, and you are not the police. You are just sharing your strong, positive feelings with me. You believe it is important for me to taste it.
That is a very common way to use it. You must see that new movie. You must read this great book. It just shows a lot of excitement.
It really does. Now, there is a very important detail about the word must that every English learner needs to know. It is about talking in the past.
This is a great point to bring up. What happens if we want to talk about a rule from yesterday?
The word must has no past tense form. You cannot say musted. That word does not exist in the English language.
So, what do we do when we want to say that something was 100% necessary yesterday?
We simply borrow the past tense form of have to. We use the phrase had to for all rules in the past. It works for outside rules and inside rules.
That actually makes it very easy. If my boss made me work late yesterday, I say, I had to work late.
And if you felt very sick yesterday and made your own rule to sleep, you still say, I had to go to sleep early.
So, in the past, everything becomes had to. That is a wonderful, simple rule to remember.
It is very helpful. But now, we need to talk about what happens when we make these words negative. We need to look at do not have to and must not.
This is where things get very interesting, because the meanings of these two negative phrases are completely different.
They are total opposites. Let us start with do not have to. When you say you do not have to do something, it means you have a choice.
It means the action is not necessary. You can do it if you want to, but you can also choose to skip it.
Exactly. Let us say you are invited to a relaxed party at a friend's house. Your friend might tell you you do not have to bring any food.
That means I have a choice. I can bring some cookies if I want to be nice, but it is completely okay if I come with empty hands.
Perfect. Or imagine it is Sunday morning. You do not have work. You might wake up and think, I do not have to get out of bed early today.
I can stay in bed and sleep until noon, or I can wake up and make breakfast. It is my choice. There is no rule forcing me to wake up.
That is exactly what do not have to means. You have total freedom. But now, let us look at must not. This one is very serious.
Must not is incredibly strong. It does not give you a choice at all. It means something is forbidden or dangerous.
Yes, when someone says must not, they are telling you to stop. It is a very strict rule not to do something.
For example, if you are visiting a museum, you will see signs next to the beautiful paintings. The signs say, you must not touch the art.
That is a perfect example. You do not have a choice. If you touch the art, you will break the rules and get into a lot of trouble.
Or imagine a mother talking to her young child in the kitchen. The oven is on and it is very hot. She looks at her child and says, you must not touch the stove.
She uses must not because she wants to keep her child safe. It is a very strong warning about danger.
So, to make sure this is completely clear, let us compare them side by side. If I say, you do not have to eat the vegetables.
That means I have a choice. I can eat them or leave them on my plate. It is up to me.
But if I say, you must not eat those vegetables because they are old and bad.
That means I will get sick if I eat them. It is a strong warning to stop. I have no choice.
The difference is huge. Using the wrong negative word can really change the meaning of your sentence completely.
It certainly can. Now, what about asking questions? If I want to know if something is necessary, how should I ask?
In everyday natural English, we almost always use have to for questions. We ask, do I have to?
That is right. You might ask your teacher, do I have to finish this homework tonight?
Or you might ask a friend, do we have to buy tickets before we go to the train station?
It is possible to use must in a question, like, must I go? But it sounds very old and extremely formal. We rarely speak like that in normal life.
I agree. Stick with do I have to, and you will always sound completely natural and relaxed.
Now that we have explained all of the rules clearly, let us practice using them together. Let us imagine we are getting ready for a trip to another country.
That sounds like fun. I love traveling. I will bring the bags into the living room so we can start packing.
Great. First, we have to find our passports. We cannot get on the airplane without them.
You are right. That is a strict airport rule. Oh, and we have to be at the airport by 6 o'clock in the morning, so we need to set an alarm.
That is so early. I must buy a large cup of coffee before we get on the plane, or I will be so tired.
I feel the same way. But remember, we do not have to bring heavy jackets. The weather in Spain is going to be very warm and sunny.
That is good news. It gives us more space in our bags. But we must not forget to pack the phone chargers. We need our phones to take pictures.
Definitely. I will put the chargers in my bag right now. Do we have to print out our hotel details, or can we just show them on the phone?
We do not have to print them. The email on the phone is perfectly fine. But I must say, I am so excited for this vacation.
That was a perfect little conversation. It really shows how we use all of these words naturally in just a few minutes of planning.
It really does. You used to have to for the airport rules, and I used must for my own personal strong feeling about needing coffee.
And we used do not have to when we had a choice about the heavy jackets, and must not for the strict rule of not forgetting the chargers.
Seeing the words in action makes everything so much clearer. It takes away the confusion completely.
It truly does. So let us put everything together so our listeners can remember it easily.
That is a wonderful idea. If you want to know which word to use, just ask yourself, whose rule is it?
If it is an outside rule, like a law, a boss, or a schedule, you use have to. You are following someone else's order.
If it is an inside rule, a strong personal feeling, or you are highly recommending a good pizza, you use must.
For the past, always use had to. And for everyday questions, always ask, do I have to?
And finally, pay close attention to the negative words. Do not have to gives you a choice and freedom.
But must not means stop immediately. It is forbidden or dangerous, and you have absolutely no choice.
If you keep those simple ideas in your mind, you will speak with so much more confidence.
You will sound completely natural, just like a native speaker managing their daily schedule.
And that brings us to the end of our lesson. We hope how to use have to versus must makes perfect sense to you now.
Just remember the examples we practiced today, and you will do great. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to the English Cast.
Keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode.